Okay, so let me spill the absolute wildest tea that has ever crossed my DMs, and you, my friend, are not ready. I'm just going to preface this by saying, buckle up. Because you know how people say, well, life is stranger than fiction. In my world, it's not just stranger, it's straight up meme-worthy. So here I am, a black dad. Yeah, that's right, football dad vibes, great value Tyrese, which I have to admit is one of the best backhanded compliments I've ever received. Married, but not miserable. Can I say that again? Not miserable. People always assume if you're on the apps and you're married, you must be out here crying into your pillow every night with a wife who hates your guts and kids who throw Legos at your head for sport. Nah. My house is chaos, yeah, but mostly the kind where you step on a toy car and try not to curse in front of the 3-year-old while your partner is in the kitchen singing off-key to Bay and Say. That's my vibe. Peaceful chaos. And still curious about what else is out there for grown folks who like to talk. No drama required. Anyway, there's this thing I keep seeing on Reddit and all these DM boards, dudes sliding into women's inboxes with these dry-ass lines like, hey, you. Like, bro, she knows. It's not 1998 and we're not sending smoke signals from across the cafeteria. She sees the notification. Why do you feel the need to comment under her post as if she's going to drop everything and say, oh wow, Bill from accounting just DM'd me. He must be different. Spoiler alert, she won't. So I'm sitting back one night scrolling through posts with my phone propped up against a bottle of cheap whiskey because we keep it real here, and I start thinking maybe people just don't get it. Maybe they need someone to say it out loud. Gentlemen, what if I told you she knows you sent her a DM? Yeah, channeling full Morpheus energy from the Matrix because apparently subtlety died in 2009. And here comes the part where it gets juicy. These dudes on Reddit are all chasing this mystical unicorn woman. Brains, banter, beauty, booty. The 4BS of online dating, if you ask me. But they're out here acting like if they just drop a hey beautiful or copy-paste something about her favorite vacation spot, she'll appear in their living room like a Disney genie in yoga pants. Let me tell you about my own adventure into these wild waters. Picture me, late-night hunger for conversation, maybe connection, and let's be honest, a little ego boost never hurt anybody. So I toss up a post, but not just any post, the kind that weeds out the boring from the bold. I'm talking straight-up sarcasm sandwich with extra sass on top. I lay it all out. Married guy who's not asterisk desperate for an escape plan. Not some sad sack hoping for a rescue from his wife or a midlife crisis in the form of a 20-something barista named Amber whose hobbies include TikTok dances and ignoring red flags. Nope. That's not me. I'm here for banter, the kind that leaves your cheeks hurting from laughing and your brain buzzing at midnight because we spent 2 hours debating whether cereal is soup. For the record, it totally is. And of course, since everyone on Reddit leaves their stats like they're applying for The Bachelor. Height. Body type, favorite Marvel hero. I decide to go with reviews instead of resumes. Past chats have called me everything from 14.610 on the Reddit scale, which is flattering until you remember Reddit invented that scale, to hot football dad. Super not ugly, I mean thanks. Great value Tyrese, again, why not just say Tyrese? And my personal favorite, catfish. Like, how am I supposed to take that? Am I so smooth you think I can't possibly be real? Or do I just look too good for this app? Either way, I'll take it. But here's where things get interesting. The responses start rolling in like tumbleweeds in a spaghetti western. You'd think by now women would be bored of these posts, but no, because apparently when you lead with actual personality instead of hey cutie, you actually get somewhere. Now let me tell you about some of these women. The ones who reply aren't shy or fragile flowers waiting for Prince Charming on his white horse, which, by the way, I make it very clear. Sorry, ladies, I cannot be your white knight. Genetics got jokes. They're baddies with brains who can roast you over text 1 second and then hit you with some deep philosophical question about free will in the next. And yes, I said baddie with a fatty because listen, as much as everyone loves saying personality matters most. Y'all know what catches your eye first when someone walks into Starbucks in leggings looking like she invented squats. But let's get back to these DMs, because this is where things cross from funny into are you kidding me territory. First off, there are so many people who don't read past the first 2 lines of your post before sliding into your inbox asking questions you already answered 3 times above their message. You clearly stated, I only snap, meaning Snapchat only. But somehow half the dudes end up asking for your number or Instagram as if they're allergic to reading, so what do? I put in a secret code at the end. Tell me your favorite beverage while watching sports. If you don't answer this question, well then congratulations, you have Reddit cooties and don't pass GO, and let me tell you, the ones who get it instantly stand out. You want to meet real people on these apps. Give them a riddle, give them a challenge, give them something besides hey. It filters out the board from the bold quicker than any mod bot ever could. Let me tell you about this one response that had me nearly spitting out my drink, which was whiskey neat because beer tastes like regret and broken dreams. She writes back literally within 5 minutes of posting and says, "Vodka cranberry during soccer games because nothing numbs suburban mom drama faster." And then hits me with, "By the way, I'm totally stealing Batty with a Fatty for my gym playlist name." Instantly, I know she's got jokes and taste. That's rare air right there, so we start chatting about everything under the sun, from Pixar moms, yes, Elastigirl has entered the chat, to whether pineapple belongs on pizza. It does. Fight me. All while tossing sarcastic jabs back and forth like we were training for Olympic-level banter. And here comes my favorite part, she asks. "Wait. So if we actually click, are you gonna send daily dad jokes, or is this more make me laugh till I snort situation?" To which I reply, "Why choose? Life's too short for either or. And listen, I know some people are out here looking for soulmates or twin flames or whatever new age nonsense TikTok came up with last week. But sometimes all it takes is feeling seen by someone who gets your humor and isn't afraid to dish it right back. But let's not pretend it's all sunshine and giggles out here in DM land. Oh no, it gets messy fast if you're not careful. Because right after our Pixar mom slides into my messages, and yes, she did send proof she owns at least 3 pairs of yoga pants so tight they could pass as Marvel costumes, I get hit with back-to-back DMs from guys who clearly didn't read anything past married. One sends me this novella about how he left his wife last year for someone he met on Reddit, but now regrets everything because his new girlfriend wants an open relationship, and he thinks monogamy might actually be dead. Like, bro, this is not therapy hour. Go call Dr. Phil. Another dude hits me up like he wants advice on how to shoot his shot without coming across as thirsty, but then immediately follows up with DM'd, under 3 different women's posts like clockwork. It becomes clear pretty fast. Most dudes are stuck in this weird loop where they think effort means making themselves visible instead of memorable. That's when it hits me. This isn't just about being clever online or having game. It's about understanding why people crave connection in such weird ways in 2024. You have married folks like myself, not miserable or desperate, but craving something beyond routine small talk over dinner dishes. You have single parents juggling work calls while their kids turn living rooms into obstacle courses, desperate for a moment of adult conversation that isn't about Paw Patrol or math homework. And then there are those unicorns, the ones who can laugh at dark humor 1 minute and get lost in deep conversation about childhood dreams versus adult realities the next, all while sipping tequila during Monday Night Football like their lives depend on it. So yeah, maybe location ain't shit, but finding genuine chemistry, that's rarer than anyone wants to admit. But let's take a detour because things only get wilder from here. A few days after posting my tongue-in-cheek ad for actual grown folk banter and getting more responses than expected, I get hit with maybe the most surreal message yet. "Hey, Tyree's light," she writes, already winning points. "If we start snapping and hit it off, how do you handle boundaries? Like, does wifey know or nah?" Phew, that one stopped me cold for a second because nobody ever asks that outright. They usually dance around it or assume either full secrecy or open book drama a la Real Housewives style. So I hit her back honest as always. We both know each other needs space sometimes. We talk about limits before anything gets serious outside our marriage. No secrets unless we're talking surprise parties or birthday cakes. She replies, "Man, honesty is hotter than abs." And that right there, folks, is why honesty will always be undefeated even when everyone else thinks lying gives them an edge online. But let's rewind for a second because something starts gnawing at me after those first few days. The sheer number of dudes commenting under women's posts just to say they demed them. Like clockwork, it starts becoming hilarious. A chorus line of "Hey demed" under every cute avatar, as if there were prizes handed out at midnight for most annoying move on Reddit ever trade. It gets so bad that some women start screenshotting their own posts just to make fun of these guys publicly like they're starring in their own episode of The Office meets Love Island meets Catfish. At one point, someone even comments under my post, "Bro, you really think being funny gets girls?" To which another lady replies before I even see it, "You clearly haven't laughed since dial-up internet." I almost spit coffee everywhere reading that comeback and realize maybe being honest and funny really is all it takes sometimes. But there's always another twist coming down Reddit lane. After a week, or what feels like 7 years in internet time, I end up chatting regularly with Pixar mom, let's call her Jess. Every night after our kids go down because honestly, it feels good having someone who gets both my sarcasm and late-night existential dread about turning 40 next year. We swap dad jokes. What did 0 say to 8? Nice belt. Trade workout routines, never trust anyone who says burpees are fun, they belong in prison, debate endlessly whether Batman could beat Iron Man without prep time, he couldn't. And slowly build this weird little bubble outside normal life where being real isn't just allowed, it's required. And man does just keep it real. For instance, one night she flat out asks, "If we ever met offline, would you be nervous?" I shoot back instantly. "Only if you show up dressed like Edna Mode." She laughs so hard she sends 3 straight voice notes trying and failing not to wake her kids up downstairs. We both realize something important then. You can find genuine connections online without needing fairy tale endings or messy drama if both sides show up honest AF from day one. But then comes the moment, the plot twist nobody saw coming except maybe every screenwriter in Hollywood. Jess disappears for 2 days straight, no snap messages, nothing but radio silence except one cryptic post on her own feed about needing space after an argument at home. My mind spirals instantly. Is she okay? Did her husband find our chats? Did she decide this was too much? This is where my inner monologue goes haywire. Should I reach out again? Give her privacy? Was our connection real? Or was she just looking for attention during a rough patch? It freaks me out how quickly online chemistry can vanish overnight, even when nothing physical happened between us. After 2 days, a literal eternity online, I finally get a snap. "Sorry, went MIA. Hubby found my old texts with an X and freaked out. Had to reassure him nothing shady happening now." Oof, that hits hard, not even because of us specifically, but how easy trust can fracture over pixels and half-truths online. We trade reassurance messages, promise each other no drama, keep things light again. But now everything feels slightly off-kilter, like someone changed the background music without warning. The trust is still there, but now tinged with caution, a reminder that even casual connections have ripple effects far beyond your phone screen sometimes. Night after night, though, we keep talking anyway, swapping memes, sharing dumb stories, building something undefined but undeniably real between us. And every time someone slides into either of our DMs with another generic, "Hey," it makes us laugh harder than ever, knowing most people will never get past level 1 unless they learn how to stand out and show up honestly online. But then another twist drops. A friend of a friend recognizes Jess's user icon and texts her husband directly. Suddenly there's real-world fallout, a tense dinner, whispered arguments after bedtime, questions neither side knows how to answer easily. And that's when reality bites hardest. Even harmless flirting, even conversations meant only for laughs or late-night validation, can blur lines and leave bruises neither person expects. You'd think I'd bail then, but nope, we keep talking anyway, carefully, quietly, sometimes guiltier than I'd care to admit. And soon I'm asking myself, is any connection safe when you're living double lives online? Or am I fooling myself thinking marriage can survive modern temptation when every phone hides secret worlds? You want honesty? Here's mine. I don't know anymore where friendly ends and danger begins. But I do know I'll never slide into someone's DMs again without thinking twice. Because sometimes, the biggest risk isn't getting caught. It's realizing you've fallen harder than you'd ever admit, for someone you'll probably never meet face to face. And that's when I saw my own reflection on Snap, dark circles under my eyes, not sure if I'm tired or terrified by how easy it was to convince myself none of this mattered. Because what do you do when simple banter becomes something more? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Because last night Jess sent another message, just 6 words long: "I need to see you in person." And that's when everything changed.